am smart. Dude. The hell? Okay. 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 Long story short, I met this person who's a YouTuber who does basically like just reviews on movies, and a lot of those movies are like horror, sci-fi, action, and like etc. And so I've been binge watching him because like he just has one of those voices that it's just like nice to listen to. That sounds really weird saying that out loud, but it's true. And also like his content is entertaining, so you know, I keep watching him, binge watching his videos even if I'm not interested in the movie that he's reviewing. Like I still watch it. And then this one movie he was reviewing, it's called STEM or Upgrade, I can't remember, but basically it's about this guy who lives in the future, and like everything's like upgraded, everything like technology basically rules everyone. Like there are like self-driving cars, there are drones, there's like all this and this and this and this, and it actually seems pretty realistic because like that is how our future is panning out. We literally have drone races right now, which if you don't know what those are, they're basically like races with drones, and people just sit there driving their drones racing people. Like it's a lot. It's a lot. It's a lot. Not to mention we have like 3D and just a lot. Okay. Anywho, so I'm watching this review of this movie, and it's basically this like futuristic world where like everything like technology is advanced, or even more depending on technology than we were before. Which is hard to imagine because like we're already really dependent on technology, like insanely so. And it's talking about the main character who's like this guy who's like married, he's happily married, he's like happy, blah blah blah, Mr. Perfect, but he doesn't like technology, and he thinks like it's a hindrance, and he thinks humans are superior to technology, which he's not wrong, blah blah blah. So he doesn't like technology, and because of this, like he has this like little thing where he doesn't like technology, so he doesn't use it as much as everyone else. And like people find that weird. And then turns out that ironically, his wife. Sorry, my phone's in the beginning stages of dying, so like I'm like trying to find my charger, but like low key because like I don't want to stop recording. Anyways, so this dude. Ironically, his wife is like part of this like lab science like company that basically upgrades humans and forms technology into humans, and like is kind of like putting like mechanics into them that they don't necessarily need, but is helpful and like good for like scientific research and stuff. And this is ironic because she's married to the guy who literally hates technology and thinks that like humans are better off without it, or with it being way more limited than it is now, and like wish it was less controlling us. And then he's married to this girl who's like literally like making technology more advanced and more implemented into our lives so that it's literally a part of our physical bodies. And he finds out this afterwards. Like he had no idea that his wife was working for this kind of lab stuff until like one night there's like a tragic accident where they get in a car crash and they get mugged by these mercenaries, and like his wife is immediately killed on the spot, and then he's paralyzed. But it said that they specifically spared him, and I was like, in my mind, I was like, you know what, I wouldn't be surprised, because a lot of times, like, when I watch these kind of movies, like, I have these like, stupid, like, notions that usually, sometimes they're half right if I'm lucky, and usually the times they're, like, way out there that no one even thinks about them, and are just kind of like, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen. And it's usually a way more predictable ending or something like that, which I didn't think about it, because I always think about, like, the more difficult endings or whatever, because, like, I think they would be more interesting, whatever. So, in my mind, I was like, they specifically didn't kill him. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if they saw that this as an opportunity for this guy who hates technology to, like, to turn him into like RoboCop almost, and paralyze him so that he's actually dependent on technology, and that way like he won't be like enraptured by technology or whatever in their like little sick minds. Because yeah, I was just thinking that like maybe they intentionally killed the wife because she knew too much about the company or something, but then they also like knew her husband, and they were like, wow, perfect subject for this new opportunity that we have. And so I was like, yeah, they probably like really intentional, and they probably really wanted him, and it wasn't an accident that he was paralyzed. Like they did it on purpose. And I was just thinking that, but like I didn't think it was actually gonna happen. Like I was just kind of like whatever. But spoiler, it did. And so like he finds out that his wife is part of this company. He's kind of shocked and he's angered, and because once he's paralyzed, like he finds out about that, and he's angered, and he wants revenge even more for his wife. And because like in his mind the company betrayed her or whatever, and which he doesn't even know if the company did it or not. Like I don't know, I'm kind of like losing my train of thought. Anyways, so he's like vengeful, and he wants to like avenge his wife or whatever. He's angry, but he can't, like he's paralyzed, so he can't do anything. And then so like this dude just miraculously offers him this opportunity to have this like little microchip embedded into his spinal cord, and then that way like he can move and stuff. And he was like, at first he was like, nah, but then he thought like more about avenging his wife, and he was like, you know what, never mind, dude, I take you up on your offer. And so he took him up on his offer, and he's all like, look at me, I've got my moving limbs and stuff, like wow, so cool, man. And then so he comes back home, and he's like all in his little vengeful stuff. So he's like all like looking at like security footage of like when they were mugged, and he's like watching over and over and over, trying to like identify the mercenaries, blah blah blah. And then like the stem, which is the name of the little microchip that embedded into his spinal cord, talks to him, kind of like, it kind of gave me like almost Iron Man vibes. And I was like, whoa, like that's kind of weird. Okay. Also gave me really heavy hardcore RoboCop vibes too. Anyways, so he's like over here like, okay, I'll like, so like he ends up like, the stem ends up like helping him, talking to him, like being like, yeah, I can identify the mercenaries. And then he was like, oh my god, yeah, thank you. And then like they ended up tracking down the mercenaries, and then he turns out that the stem actually has like these like supersonic like abilities that like are able to like beat people up and stuff, and like do it like really fast and efficiently. And the dude is like, oh my god, like that's so cool. And then of course there's like some sort of weird tracker thing in the stem of his spinal cord, and he's like, oh my god, like what am I gonna do? I can't like kill these mercenaries because like the person who gave him it like is tracking him. So he's like, oh fuck. And then his STEM buddy is kind of like, yo, I know this hacker dude, like you can go to him and like undo this. And then so he undid the thing, and then it turns out that like part of the tracker thing was that like he, like the man who like has a STEM, the widow, he was able to like control when or when not like the STEM could overtake his body, and like, you know, do the whole superhero action shit. And when you took the tracker off, like it also got rid of that. And so like he freaked out because the STEM kind of was like, oh my god, I have full reign control on your body now. And like it kind of freaked him out, and he was like, oh my god, like this is so freaky. And then like blah blah blah. And then like but he's still trying to like get his little vengeance thing, and like the STEM has kind of like manipulated him a little bit. And then like he finds out like about his wife and everything, and he finds out that the company purposefully like made him paralyzed. And he was like, oh my god, who do you work for? And then they were like, they told him that they worked for the dude that gave him the STEM, which I kind of suspected from the beginning. I was just kind of shocked because like I didn't expect my answer to be right, because normally it's not. So I was like, oh my god, like wow, I'm a genius, like hi. Which honestly, it's probably like something that's like really easy, but I just thought I was smart, so like yeah. But yeah, it's cool. But yeah. And then he like ends up tracking down the dude and be like, yo, what the fuck, man? Like you did this to me. And he's like, what? No, what do you mean? And then it turns out like that the whole thing was the STEM. And the STEM is like this, like, it almost gave me like iRobot vibes too, if you've seen that. It's got Will Smith in it, and like it's a complicated story to explain, but like yeah, basically like this robot, and like it controls everything, and like the little manipulated the entire time. Kind of what happened with the STEM. And the STEM was like, yeah, I control the company, and so that's why he helped you with me, and like that's how I got to my place. Like, I didn't watch the whole video for the review, so I don't really know what happens at the end. But my guess is he like freaks out over the STEM and like probably like asks or gets rid of the STEM and breaks it or something, and like miraculously like everything stops, and then somehow or some shit like he still has his limbs, or he tragically dies and like it's a heroic end, and like he got rid of all the mercenaries, like he got rid of the evil, and like blah blah blah, because that's typically what happens with those kind of movies. So, but yeah, yeah, it's an interesting movie. It kind of stole a lot of elements from other movies that I know and like literally like ripped them off. But you know, whatever. It still looked semi-interesting. Also, I think the same guy who played the actor who's like the widow, I think he also plays like the Venom in the new Venom movie that's coming out, or I think that movie came out already, but like it looks so bad. It's so bad. Yeah, just no. Nah. Nope. Yeah. So, yeah, I just want to talk about, because, like, I'm smart. I don't know. I also went to summer school today, the first day. Kind of freaked out. I was like, oh my god, I need supplies. But you turned out you don't need it because, like, everything's online. So it's basically kind of like homeschooling. And, like, I'm excited because, like, that means, like, barely any social interaction. Don't have to wake up hella fucking early to get to school. Like, I can do it on my own time. Blah, blah, blah. It's nice. It's so nice. I love it. And then, so most of it is online. And then, like, when you have to do exams or something, then I have to go to school and take the exams. But other than that, I'm fine. Which is good because, like, it's going to take me, like, about maybe 3 weeks. So, like, that's good. The problem is, a lot of it, like, you have to, like, print out the pages of the homework for yourself and then fill them out and then take pictures of it and then send it to them, which I don't have a printer. So, like, what am I going to do? Like, I don't know. Maybe I could just, like, ask my uncle, like, can I go to your house? Like, can you give me a spare key or make me a spare key or something? And then, like, I can go to his house and then do the thing. Yeah. So I still really need to take a shower. My hair is so greasy. Like, it's greasy, and I can kind of almost feel like certain strands are a little stiffer than others, and it feels kind of like there's like chlorine or like salt water or something, which isn't that surprising because I am taking a shower in like about a business week, so like maybe 4 or 5 days, and as you know, it's disgusting. Okay, I am disgusting. I can't get over it. And then, so, in those 4 or 5 days, I've swam in the river and I've also swam in the pool, so like that's probably why my hair is so gross, and like I really need to take a shower. But am I going to? And that is the question. I will probably take a shower today, but like not right now. Like I don't feel like going into the shower right now. Like I don't know. I just don't feel like doing it. So yeah. Also, I have to clean up my room and stuff because like my cousin's coming over tomorrow. Like before I get that, like. Yeah. Yeah. But I didn't have to go back to school until Thursday because that's when our teacher's actually going to show up, because our teacher didn't even show up today. Like, she just did not. And, like, she told the office beforehand, but they didn't, like, get the message, I guess. I don't know if she didn't, like, say it clearly enough for them, but like they thought she was coming Tuesday, and it ended up like being like she's coming Thursday, and so like they brought all of our sorry asses to school on Tuesday, and I was like, okay, whatever. But then like she wasn't even there, so like we couldn't do anything. So okay, anyways, I'm gonna like go continue watching the Flicks movie thing. It's fun. And then maybe take a nap, maybe take a shower. You never know. Okay, bye.